As someone who watched my dad close a perfectly good business that was doing over $1 million in revenue a year, I want to talk to you about the danger of owner dependency. My father ran his business for 3 decades, and he didn't have a succession plan, as it were, or a retirement plan. So when retirement came around, he decided that he would close the business. The reason for that was that he didn't have any idea what it was worth, and he hadn't really made any plans to be ready to hand it over. So with that being said, what can you do to not have this be the outcome of 10, 20 or 30 years of hard work? So my dad, he thought it would be okay. He said, no, I'll wind down, I'll retire, and it'll be great. But the thing I got to see that I think a lot of people don't get to see is on the other side of that. My dad should have been celebrating and having a great time, but instead he was filled with regret. And the first year after he closed his business was really hard on him, because you know this, if you have a business, it's kind of like part of your identity. It's part of who you are. You're successful in your community, so people know you because of that business. And when he closed it, he was like, well, now what do I do? And it was a sad time. I was around him a lot for that year. And it's not an ideal outcome. So I would like to urge you to avoid this at all costs. And how you can do this is by, unfortunately, I'm using my dad's story. It's very personal, but I'm using it as for educational content and what not to do. So my father he had systems and processes for his business, but they were all up in his head. So what he could have done is, let's say after about 20 years, just start scheduling his time off for maybe about an afternoon a month, and start to get those processes written down, even if it's just in, like a notebook or something. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Get things written down, get them documented, film yourself. Oh my gosh, nowadays, I mean, he couldn't really have done this because AI wasn't what it is today. But, you could film yourself, right? You could film yourself closing down the business or doing a particular task. You could screen record yourself. I've got my computer. I'm sitting at my computer right now, but you could screen record yourself doing things, but you just do that over an extended period of time, 6 months or a year. And just make sure that your business has processes for everything. And this would probably be the number one thing that you have to do to not find yourself in the situation that my dad did, because he didn't have anything to give to anyone. So he thought that, well, I'll just have to, I'll have to close the business. We talked afterwards, and I at that time had become, I was getting involved in business advising and business brokering, and we talked afterwards, and, there's so much he could have done. But anyway, for you, processes, procedures. The other thing that he had not done was he never got a valuation done. He didn't know what the business is worth. So if I was you and you've been in business for 10 plus years, get a valuation done and see what the business is worth today. And you will find that you probably have a magic number in your head that you've actually thought the business was worth. You've probably been talking to people when you go to your local networking events or like your industry trade events every year. You probably heard of one of your friendly competitors that sold his business for, a certain amount of a multiple of EBITDA. You may be hearing these terms. I spoke to a guy recently that he called me, and he had a construction company, and he heard that his competitor sold for like $16 million. And he said, that I want to do that one day. So this is a good example, right? He wants to sell for $16 million, but today he's doing $2 million in annual revenue. So how's he going to get to a sale price of $16 million? Now, he was younger, younger than my father, but that's a great example. There's a number that you've heard of that you're like, wow, I'd love to sell my business for that. Well, get that number, get your valuation done, and then reverse engineer what you have to do to get to that number that you would sell for. And it may not be 16 million, it may be 5 million, it may be 10 million, but that's something that my dad never did. He never got his business valued. He certainly didn't do it ahead of time. He didn't have any systems and processes written down. And he was the guy, he was the celebrity. So that was one of the things that I noticed when, I was spending time with him after he closed, because I just wanted to be around and help. And people would just come up to him in his town. Oh my God, I can't believe it's not there anymore. But it was like him and the business were one in the same, which A, made it much harder when he closed it, and B, it would have made it harder to replace him. So he could have done it, but he would have had to take, minimum 2 years before he closed, and ideally about 5 years because of his age, right? And he had the business for so long. So look at your business, and if you have key people, you have your managers, elevate them. Start to pull yourself out of that celebrity role. It's really important. So on the flip side of that, for people that do sell their businesses, one of the things that buyers want to know about, and this is relevant to this, buyers want to know that the customers reach out to the business, not to the owner. The business can solve its own problems. It can stand on its own 2 feet. So hopefully this is helpful. I just wanted to have a chat about it really, and let you know that it's very dangerous to have a business that is dependent on the owner. And sometimes maybe it's not going to be as obvious as my father because of the decision that he made to close his business. But even if you have partially done this work, you've got to fully do it. Otherwise, what's going to happen is maybe you won't close, right? Maybe you will be able to sell the business one day, or you'll, hand it on to one of your employees, they'll buy it, or maybe one of your kids will buy it. But you still will find yourself stuck in a situation where you will have to discount that purchase price, that sale price, because somebody will see that there are parts of this business that you have to be extracted from. So it's so much better to do that stuff ahead of time. And now with AI, it's a lot easier. I mean, it's still going to take a lot of work because you have to actually do the documenting and create the system. So somebody still has to do that. But I think, just like I'm talking to you now on this video, you could film yourself doing the same. Maybe you're doing some of your work and you just talk on a video, or you have a screen recording and you talk there and document it that way. You don't necessarily have to sit and write everything out, but I just wanted to share that because it's something that weighs heavily on me, and it was a really sad thing after 30 years of work. So there are things you can do to not get yourself in that situation, and I hope this is helpful.